on surveillance, and it's finding that it's only going to increase, and we mean really increase. Listen to this, guys. You ready? Here's an example of what we're talking about. The incidence of cameras being used in surveillance is going to climb to over 1 billion, and many of them are going to be equipped with facial recognition detection devices, so they're going to know where you are, where you're going, and where you've been. Here's NRS correspondent Michelle Greenstein with more.
Businesses everywhere are starting to deploy cameras that analyze faces, like Walgreens with its cooler cameras that track your eye movements and make inferences on the age and gender of its shoppers. This pilot program lets retailers target people more effectively with advertisements. For example, if Mountain Dew launched a campaign targeting young black men, they can then use the smart cooler data to see if the campaign worked. In London, high-definition cameras can be found at bus stops as part of advertising campaigns that target people with content based on if you're a man or a woman. But the potential for facial recognition technology goes beyond profit maximization, and it goes beyond things you can technically opt out of, like buying an iPhone. Police departments regularly use facial recognition to identify suspects. In fact, Oregon, New Hampshire, and California are the only states with laws in place banning the police from using it in their body cameras, and Oakland and San Francisco are the only cities who've banned their police from using facial recognition technology altogether. And if you've been to the airport recently, you may have noticed Clear, the program through which U.S. citizens voluntarily provide their biometric information to the U.S. government. Clear has been around for over a decade, but it's becoming increasingly aggressive with its marketing and sales strategies.
All you need is your ID and your fingerprints. It takes 2 minutes to sign up, and once you sign up, you can use it right away.
Clear can also be found at entertainment venues like Madison Square Garden and sports stadiums like Yankee Stadium. Clear may not be mandatory, but few seemingly draconian programs are, in the beginning. Earlier this week, it came out that the Department of Homeland Security proposed to make facial recognition checks mandatory for all U.S. citizens entering or leaving the country. Organizations like the ACLU voiced their concerns with the DHS proposals, saying that the government was going back on what was already an insufficient promise, and that travelers, including U.S. citizens, should not have to submit to invasive biometric scans